distorted almost with too much noise blanking. This doesn't do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's because you're doing it at the RF level. You're doing it at the baseband RF level. You're not doing it at the IF level. If you have too big a signal or too much noise or what have you, and you're doing it at the IF signal, it'll get muddy and will cause distortion. At the RF level where they're busy doing it, they're just inverting the phase of the noise itself, and it won't affect the audio at all.
No, yeah, you're doing the input, because actually you have the output of the radio, your coax goes into it, and then the out of that goes to your amplifier. And it has great filtering in it, and that relay modification, I have to read about it. It's in the manual. Whoever did it, they wrote down what the modification was about. It's a W4 station that did the modification on it with the relay inside for switching, and the RF system when you're transmitting. I said, man, that guy, he's thinking with a brain.
Yeah, the guy that put that in there knew what he was doing. The version of the unit that I found had the relay built into it already. So I saw what they were busy doing when the transmitter was in TX mode. It would entirely jump around the circuitry in the box. There's two things. I mean, obviously you don't need to know what a transmit goes, but it'll keep you from blowing up anything in the box.
Oh, absolutely. And the box is good for like a couple hundred watts in, because it does go through the circuitry. And yeah, if you have a lot of noise on certain frequencies or certain bands, you can literally tune that out. It's like, wow, there's a bunch of people in here talking that I had no clue they were even in there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really good solution. It's a really slick solution.
So, all right, we'll pass that on. You know, as you find things, you pass them on. I used it. It works good for me. So hopefully, maybe it'll work with somebody else. You know what I mean?
I'm guessing it might help Mike. If it isn't a fundamental overload problem that he has, that would definitely help him.
Yeah, I'd almost have to come over there and put his test antenna out. Just a piece of wire going out to a tree and, just to something. Near the power lines in the back. You want to put it over by the power lines.
Yeah, where you expect the worst case possibility of noise. Yeah, I totally get it. I understand the mechanism. Very cool.
Right. You want to create as much noise with the test wire or the noise source, the source. So, yeah, I ran that right up towards that power line up there. And, man, the noise, F9, sometimes 5 over. It was mostly on 17 meters. It wiped out, the power lines wiped out 17 here and 15, and a little bit on 20. But I could get on 17 and have no noise level with that. And that's how it works for me, mostly.
Yeah, it makes sense. It should work equally on any band.
Yeah, it does. It's broadband enough. You look at the values for the filtering. It's definitely good 160 through 6. Well, I'm not sure about 6, maybe 10. But, yeah, it covers everywhere we go,
Oh, I suspect it would also handle 6, looking at the values in there, yeah. I suspect that wouldn't be any trouble at all.
Yeah, because on the filtering system, you see the micro Henry and the coils and stuff, the coil adjustment changes on each band. and it becomes a little less as you're moving up the band as it does compared to down the spectrum. You need more microhenries on the winding as you head towards 160 in the AM broadcast band, and less when you head towards 12 and 10 meters.
Yeah, really true. And anything that important, I mean, can it be just, you're literally just trying to find noise?
Pretty much. I mean, if it's coming up, yes, you have fluorescent lights in the kitchen. You can run a wire out next to the starter bottom up there and get a whole bunch of noise, you know. But I don't think that's not the kind of noise you're looking for. You're looking for atmospheric noise outside, you know, not internal noise.
His situation could be fundamental overload. If he's got a shortwave broadcaster, but that's that close to it, you really need something with a roofing filter in it, or you know, if the shortwave broadcaster never changes frequency, if they always transmit on the same frequency, you need some sort of a nulling filter in order to go ahead and eliminate that frequency from your receiver. You know, it could be just a single tune circuit is all you need. But it really depends whether or not that's overloading the DAC, the digital converter, you know, in an SWL radio. It's possible that it might be in the 710, and that the DAC in the Anon, in the G2, is a little bit stronger DAC. Or has some sort of mitigation in front of it. They may have an attenuator in front of it. I don't know. I saw the schematic to it one time, but I didn't really concentrate on it very heavily.
No. Because everything's so fine and small. But I have an AM bandpass filter that goes on my SDR. I got an RP1A. And that hooks up to the FPDX 3000 and goes on the screen of the computer. And when you unkey, you use antenna port 3, and you're listening on the SDR receiver. And it's a whole different world on the receive compared to the radio.
What did it do? Did it just go ahead and run the SDR directly into the IF in the receiver?
Yeah, it runs off the 9-point-something meg into the SDR, and when the radio unkeys, it goes to antenna port 3, which is a receive only. It switches the antenna to the SDR, which plugs into the computer with the appropriate software running in there, which I used to use like 3 different ones. And if you got your antenna, you have a nice receive antenna, like a 148-foot roof going around the ground in the backyard, or you have your antenna on that, and you transmit on what your favorite transmitting antenna is, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. That would definitely update your receiver. That would bring you from an analog receiver to an SWL-based receiver. And as long as you're not getting completely overloaded, that should actually improve your filtering. It should improve everything.
Well, it improves the whole function of